For those of you who are going to be using this video to get ready to use R, first things first, you may need the Word document as a reference to use going forward. You are welcome to download that file at this time. Once you have downloaded that file, you'll have instructions on how to download R. The first place you need to go is the R repository, which is called CRAN. We will go to that website now. And as you can see, the Comprehensive R Archive Network, or CRAN, is the repository for all files related to R. R is a language that can be used for data analysis, data visualization, data management, and so much more. And R is the engine by which a lot of people have developed packages to do specialized tasks related to data analysis. And the CRAN website is a place for all of these packages to live. There are literally thousands. I think to date there are about 19,000 different packages that other people have developed for use inside of R. The advantage of R is that it is free and it is open source, which means that the user can use R and also see the code that is being used to develop any packages within R, and that means that they can also tweak those packages for personalized use. There is a disadvantage. The disadvantage of using R is that because it is open source, the vetting process to make sure that there's few bugs for use may be less stringent. And you will see that there will be rapid updates to R and R-related packages in order to address those bugs. This can be quite annoying for a user who may come from SAS or SPSS, for whom updates really only occur about once a year when a new license is renewed. Now, for those of you who are ready to download, you can choose between your Mac operating system or your Windows operating system. For those of you who are Mac users, you'll click on to the Mac link. You will then click on to the R release, and you begin your process of downloading using the installer. For those of you who are using from Windows, similar approach, and you will then begin downloading onto Windows using an executable file. Once you have downloaded R and have been able to successfully open R, what you should see is an R console similar to this. What you will see different between your version and my version is the actual R version that's being used. I have an older version of R, which is 3.4.1, and your current version is 3.6.1. There are not many differences between versions, but there can be some differences over time, particularly as packages get updated. Packages are the ways that people do specialized data analysis, but for very general forms of data analysis, base R, or what you have downloaded at this time, is pretty sufficient. What you can see on my console is basic calculations that I have run in my R console. At this moment, I am treating R as a calculator. And so you can see that when I type in at this little greater than sign, something like 2 plus 2, you'll immediately see that the answer is 4. However, in the R console, you cannot save the work that you've done for future work, for future use in an efficient way. So most people will add on the use of a script. And so you can add on a new document. And this is what you can use to build your script that can be saved for the long term. And so you can, once again, add in 2 plus 2. But what you can see is that it has not been run because it hasn't been run in the console. So what you can do is highlight it and then press Control and Enter if you are a PC user, or Command and Enter if you are a Mac user. And now you see that it has run and the answer is 4. This is one way that you can use R, is by using the base R package. However, from a teaching perspective and a long-term use perspective, we have found that learning R using an interface called RStudio is a little bit easier and more intuitive for use, particularly for people who come from other statistical software packages such as SAS. At this time, I'm going to give you instructions on how to download RStudio, which is a wraparound package that uses the R engine and allows you to do work with R, but using an interface that is more intuitive. So at this time, we'll go back to our Microsoft Word instructions, and we will go to our RStudio website. So I've highlighted there. You could click it if you so desire, and go to the downloaded website. RStudio itself is free. There are commercial use licenses that are not free. As you can see here, we're going to scroll down and we're going to stick with our free version. And the free versions are very powerful. And again, for Windows, you have options, and for Mac users, you have options. You can download and begin the process of opening up RStudio onto your computer. At this time, we will end this part of the video series so that you can focus on downloading successfully R and RStudio to your computer. In future videos, we will actually begin to use R. Thank you.